Rocketeers, welcome. Auto Shenanigans. This video has almost 1 million plays, so let's find out the secret sauce that goes behind those numbers. We'll look at all of these elements, and more importantly, we'll find out how your channel can benefit from his success. With over a decade's worth of experience on YouTube, I want to share my knowledge of the platform with you guys. So without further ado, let's review this video and let's give it a rating.
Have you ever noticed these signs on fuel pumps when...
Within 2 seconds, have you ever noticed what a great hook? Straight away, great hook into the video, and it's just like he won't relent on you.
filling up that say minimum delivery 2 litres or what?
It's that curiosity. We've got a curious question here as to why this is even a thing in this country.
Words to that effect. I got wondering as to what these signs might actually mean, because surely they're not suggesting that you...
There's a little bit of exposition as to why it says this. And his query as to why he's going to look into this video. It's really cool.
You have to put in a minimum amount of fuel in order for you to purchase it. I mean, what are they going to do if you put one...
Oh, straight away, he flips to the stakes. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So he has gone from the hook to the exposition to the stakes. So stakes says, what happens if I don't do it? All within, that's 14 seconds, probably 13.
litre in force you to buy more? Well, maybe they might. I don't actually know. So I went on an undercover mission to find out what would happen if you only put in 1 litre of fuel when it clearly states minimum delivery 2 litres.
26 seconds. We're now into the video, the nuts and bolts of the video. Also, I just want to go back. Also, bit of Primal Branding here. He's got this studio here, and I've watched a lot of his videos here. And this setup, even though he's not always at his desk, but this is a Primal brand for him. He's got his black table, matte black table, crayons in a mug. He's got the shelving there. He's got his maps and his diagnostic of a what is that, an E38735i BMW. I don't know why that's important, but it is. And it's centrally framed. He does this all the time. So Primal Branding is really good. So in the next video, he's going to be back here or something very similar to that anyway.
I'm just heading into a Shell petrol station with the intention of purchasing 1 litre of fuel. I don't know how that's going to work out, but that's the point of the video.
I don't know how it's going to work out. That's the point of the video. What I really love about this guy, when he edits, and his delivery is quite binary. It's quite sort of on or off. And I love this reflection here. You can see his camcorder in the reflection of the thing. And it's an old knackered old camcorder, you know. It's certainly not like a DSLR or a mirrorless thing. It's an old camcorder. And you can tell the quality is a bit shoddy, but do you know what? That sort of makes it part of the charm. This whole aesthetic is this. It sums up really well. Bit of process. Yeah.
Fucking horrible diesel.
Horrible diesel. The amount of times as help centers to have these little throwaway comments is really important. Is this because it adds to your personality, it adds to your belief systems, it adds to so much of what you're about. These throwaway comments are so important. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's 1 litre exactly.
Okay, 1 litre.
Yes.
1 litre.
Now, if that was me or any other editor, we put like confetti blasting in or whatever. So he's got to 1 litre or beep, tightened sounds just to make it. But he hasn't any of that. He's just shown that he's just got to this point, and it's not a big deal.
£1.70. That's everything we need. Thank you. Interesting. This one says minimum delivery 5 litres. Well,
Doubling down.
1 litre. Let's see.
Oh, a bit of music. It's like waiting music.
Forgot my wallet. Okay.
See, forgot my wallet. I was expecting him to say something like you numpty or something, but nothing. Just okay. Look at this shot though. It's completely. I mean, I don't know what is in focus here, quite frankly, but it doesn't matter. It's just showing his imperfections. Some fool didn't press the right buttons on the audio recorder, so this conversation is brought to you via the art of mime. So anybody else, they would have voice-overed this, or they would have scrapped it, or whatever. Oh, I forgot to do this, or whatever. So they would do a voiceover, a nice polished voiceover. Not this guy. No, not this guy. And the music's there.
How'd you go?
And the music just stops. There's no fading out. There's no polish here. It is purely a blunt binary editing, and it's so refreshing to see. So refreshing to see.
Well, I have here my receipt for 1 litre of diesel, £1.70.
Just doubling down. This is proof. Proof is always a good thing.
Seems a bit pricey, but nothing happened. It was fine. He was a very nice guy. He was quite happy to take my money. Should we try some other petrol stations, see what happens there? Maybe this was one-off. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's try some others. Let's go.
Just gets the story going. So within that, we're at 4 minutes 48. And actually, if you look on the timeline, it's quite interesting. This section here, this is not the most, I mean, that bit is here. Most replayed is there. But this section here is a clearly viewed bit because it goes up in the thing. We don't have access to these analytics, so I'm looking at it as a regular sort of punter. And this is obviously a popular section, but this section was the bit where he forgot his microphone and he forgot his wallet. He forgot to turn on his microphone and forgot his wallet. And I think it's probably because there's text on there. So people are watching that back, stopping or rewinding or whatever, just to read the text on screen. So that's interesting, isn't it?
See what they think about me putting in 1 litre of diesel. I mean, in theory, I've got to prepay. How can I prepay for 1 litre?
Challenge.
That's a problem. Shall I try and prepay?
Yeah.
I absolutely should try and prepay.
Can you say this?
Okay. Okay, I'm going to try and prepay.
This camera angle is fascinating. Those handycams are normally quite zoomed in, quite cropped in because the sensor's so small, so it makes the image like quite close, if that makes sense. It's not like a wide angle. And why that's interesting is because we are sat alongside him. We are sat next to him in this whole thing. So we are literally his passenger. The guy holding the camera is acting as the eyes and ears of this whole thing, which is really obvious. But when you think about it, it's genius because any other YouTuber would mount the camera onto the front of the windscreen or something just to give it that element of polish. Not this guy. Not this guy at all. He will make sure that you are along for the ride. And it's that word again, authenticity is the word here.
1 litre of fuel, this cashier is going to absolutely hate me. Let's see if we can pull this off. Right, fucking wallet.
Yeah. Is that a bit? No, that's not as popular, that bit. Okay, here we go. Music's back. And the music just starts straight away. Listen.
Pull this off. Right, fucking wallet.
A really copywritten track.
Hi, buddy. How you going? Prepay, right?
Yeah.
Now this section's fascinating. I've already watched this. This section is fascinating.
Oh, well, this is going to sound stupid. Can I have 1 litre, please? I know, I sound stupid, but if I can have 1 litre, what's that, £1? Can't you do me £1.70 for 1 litre? I know it sounds stupid. Thank you. I'm doing a little test, you see. I wasn't expecting prepay. I was just going to stick it in and then...
170.
Yeah, great. No worries. Thank you, mate.
On number 6, yeah?
On number 6, yeah, please.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thanks, mate.
Okay, why this is interesting is that he has put everything onto himself. Like, he's doing a quick test. He's looking at this. He knows it's stupid. He knows what he is doing is stupid. He has in no way, shape, or form has he ever gone, this whole situation is ridiculous. There's no accusations here. There's no confrontation. It's purely relatable, what he is doing. So he's putting it all back onto himself, meaning that the whole situation is very human and very fluid. Therefore, we want to know what happens as humans. So he's not blaming SO, BP, Texaco, whoever. He is blaming himself for being stupid. That's fascinating. It's really endearing.
Best not to ask questions. Can I have a receipt, please? Yeah, there we go, my man.
Also, can you say, look at the blur on the guy's face. And normally you'd have if I was doing it, I'd put a tracker on his face. You'd track the whole sequence. So it would go round and follow him the whole time. Not this.
Yes,
Watch.
thank you, man.
Just jumps. It just jumps from like that bit to that bit. I just love that. You can almost see him, but not quite. I've gone through it and you can't see him, but I just love the fact that it's done in that binary, like shut off sort of way. I love it.
That was super awkward, but I have my receipt for my prepay 1 litre. Let me put it in. Prepay 1 litre. Here we go.
Here we go.
It's totting up. Is he going to do it? That's the question. Oh, it's tense. Here we go. Is he going to cut off? 1 litre! Yay!
Again, confetti. Boo-boo. No, just his enthusiasm for the situation.
Let me put this back. Absolutely, 100% success. It was a little bit awkward with the guy in the shop, but we got there in the end.
It's a challenge, and this is what is so important with YouTube videos. It's that challenge of things which haven't been done before, and nobody can be bothered to do, quite frankly. I always say it's one of those things where YouTube really excels with questions that you've never seemed to want to ask, but you've always sort of wondered, and this really tops it up. This makes it, this is so basic, but it's so well executed. I applaud him for the basic idea, but the engagement, it must be through the roof. He's got 1 million views on this video, so he's doing something right with it.
That's 1 litre. When I think about it, if we just carry on doing this all night, by the end of it, I should have a full tank. I think the next move is that we try another petrol station. We've done Shell, we've done BP. Yeah. That leaves Esso. So I think we should try an Esso, and then if we can get 3 out of 3, I've wasted my time and yours. Okay, I'm just...
wasted my time and yours. Brilliant. Okay, we're halfway through the video. Now, something interesting is coming up here. This most replayed bit. Now, this is really interesting. So we'll get to that point quite soon. And there's a reason for it. So let's
just pulling up at 3 out of 3. This is an Esso petrol station. Just to recap, so we've been to Shell.
I love the fact that the camera is on full auto everything. You see it jumping down in stops or in ISO or whatever it is. You can see it changing. And I say there's no polish here.
They said their minimum delivery was 5 litres. We put 1 litre in with success. We've been to BP. They said it was a 2 litre minimum delivery, and we put 1 litre in with success. And we've just arrived at Esso, and there's no diesel at this pump.
He goes.
Interestingly,
I love that. He left it in. Anybody else would just say, oh, no, we've got to make it look smooth and arriving at a station and all that sort of stuff. Not this guy.
This has a pay at pump. This gives us a nice fair test across all 3. So we paid regularly at Shell. We've had to prepay at BP. And here we're going to have to use the pay at pump with a card. It's going to pre-authorise like 100 quid, isn't it? Just so I can get
120 quid. Actually, this is quite interesting. Let's go back to that.
Authorise like
120 quid. Rather than putting it, like if it was me, I put it like massive on screen. That 120 quid. Oh my God, that's madness. A very small font, almost like a closed caption at the very bottom of the screen. Actually gets away a little bit of the bar, the red play bar. Also, it's slightly grammatically incorrect because you can £120 space, exclamation mark, space, exclamation mark. Whether that's done on purpose, whether that is just something that he sort of thinks looks interesting, or whether that is something where he doesn't know the difference, who cares, quite frankly, but it makes it stand out in an exceptionally low-key way, which is brilliant to see. It's just, he thinks about things seemingly so basically, but it's done so well.
£100 quid, isn't it? Just so I can get 1.
Okay, so this is the bit where it's the most replayed bit.
£1.70's worth. Okay, well, at least I don't have to speak to a cashier and have that embarrassing conversations. Oh, fuck.
Oh dear. I love that bit. And that is the most replayed bit of his whole video. Let's watch it again.
Embarrassing conversations. Oh, fuck.
It says, watch out for the bollard. Hang on.
Cashier and have that embarrassing conversations.
Watch out for the bollard. Cameras all over the place. Plus, you can hear the sound effect of the actual car door, which sounds really rickety against seemingly the bollard, because I don't think we actually see it. But it sounds hilarious. Him swearing is something we're not quite used to, so that it heightens the video, and I can see why that's the most popular bit. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Always makes me laugh.
Wait, hang on, I nearly filmed putting my pin in.
Started with a 3.
That would have been stupid. Whilst the card authorises,
Again, you could not put that in.
take out your fuel cap and sort that out, and then by the time you come back to it, it's ready. Card goes out, lifts nozzle to begin fueling. Oh, good camera work. 1 litre, success, £1.63. I think that's the cheapest of the night.
Yeah. Look at the process here.
Receipt required. Hell yes, we need proof that I was stupid enough to do this.
Again, it all comes back onto him, Mike. It all comes back onto him being stupid enough to do this, not the stupid rules.
Doink. There it is. If you can focus on it.
Again, more proof.
1 litre. Success. I am amazed. Well, that's fantastic.
Debrief.
I don't know what this means. I'm not really sure what we've proved.
Doubling down on his thought process of stupidity.
But it does beg the question, doesn't it? Why do we have the minimum delivery notices on the petrol pumps when quite clearly none of the petrol stations give a shit about that? Back to you, John, in the studio.
Back to you, John, in the studio. He's clearly looking at nothing here, but it's sort of what has to happen in this sort of instance.
Thanks, John. Whilst you've been driving around the petrol stations, I've been contacting the
Back to the Primal Branding side of things. Okay, so there's more explanation now. So into the final act of the video.
various fuel companies to see if we can work out what these notices mean. Esso haven't replied. Shell didn't really seem to understand the question that I was asking, and BP, fair play to them, responded within 2 hours. So what the bloody hell are these notices all about then? Well, they're about regulations and the Weights and Measures Act and a whole host of different legislation put in place to ensure that we as customers get the correct amount of fuel. The exciting world of fuel delivery and pump accuracy is a very complicated...
So it's about pump accuracy. So they can't guarantee accuracy beneath 2 or 5 litres, whatever's advertised. Of like, you can tell your mates, oh, did you know that's what's what? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's it.
one, with many variables such as fuel density and temperature being taken into account. When it comes to fuel pump accuracy, following many tests, it would seem that not all fuel pumps are 100% accurate when delivering smaller quantities of fuel, say less than 2 litres. The general rule, of course, is that if you...
I love the hard cuts as well. He always does these hard cuts, and I know why he does it, because I've seen enough of his videos that he learns his lines. So I know his paper's probably either on his knee or something there. So he doesn't have an auto cue. He just memorizes it. That's why he gets his delivery of his lines is so almost brutal. Like he's just getting them out. But there's character in his face, his facial expressions and everything that he does. So again, it's that word binary again. But it's authentic because he's really trying hard to memorize his lines, but he keeps forgetting them. And I've seen other bits on his channel.
You put 10 litres in, you should be getting 10 litres, and you will be. But let's say you buy 1 litre of fuel like an idiot. Due to the acknowledged inaccuracy of pumps when they deliver smaller quantities, you might not be getting the 1 litre that you think you are. What they're saying when there's a notice saying minimum delivery 2 litres is that you can buy as much or as little fuel as you like, but if you want a 100% accurate amount, you need to be purchasing more than 2 litres. But wait, is this even legal? Surely they can't sell you 850 millilitres of fuel and say it's 1 litre. Well, technically, yes they can. The regulations explicitly state that a customer accepts a certain level of inaccuracy when purchasing less than the minimum fuel delivery that's stated on the pump. But don't worry, these days fuel pumps are incredibly sophisticated pieces of machinery, and for the most part...
I love that, where he was sort of saying to you, this is the the problem with this, and surely they can't do this. Well, yes, they can actually, but he's instantly reassured you that don't worry. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's like, oh, don't worry, we've got you.
It's very unlikely that they're going to be that inaccurate. Does that all make sense? It's not really a minimum purchase amount, it's a minimum...
Does that all make sense? I love that question to the audience. Does that make sense?
It's time for the bonus round!
Bonus level. No, I remember that game. What was that game?
So as we saw on the Undercover Mission, some fuel pumps say minimum delivery 5 litres, some say minimum delivery 2. Why? It's down to the type of fuel pump that's installed. If it's a minimum 5 litre accuracy amount, the fuel pump will be of a high flow design and generally have a longer hose. These sort of pumps have been found to be even less...
Classic pattern interrupt. Just add that humour to it. Whether it was needed, I don't know. I'd be interested to see his stats again, but people have got this far. I don't think you probably need it at this stage, but you know, who knows.
Less accurate when delivering smaller quantities, and the minimum accuracy amount's been set to 5 litres. I think we've got our answer then. These notices are more to do with regulations and pump accuracy, so as a customer, we can ignore them completely. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. So he's acknowledging that the whole video is pointless. Thanks. And then hang on, let's go back. His facial expression changes on a dime. Whether he cut that, I don't know. I need to look at it again. So watch it with me. Does his face, is there an edit there, or does he just change his face completely to like, it doesn't make any difference? Thank you for watching. Whatever.
They're more to do with regulations and pump accuracy, so as a customer, we can ignore them completely. Thanks for watching.
He just thanks for watching. And his face completely changes from one end of one line into another. Now, for people who don't know, this is the end. This is the theme tune of something in this country that we used to have in the 90s called, what's it called? Bully. It's a bullseye. Yeah, bullseye. That's what it's called. And this soundtrack is brilliant. Classic 90s. And I'm a 90s kid, so I really appreciate this. But all of his end credits here are, yeah, he's got to do them. It goes really quick. Like, you can barely see them. But it's the music that really goes for it. And he knows he can't keep this going for too long, but also fits his style. Wow. That's so quick. It fits his tone. Tone is such a big thing, and this guy absolutely nails the tone of his videos. Absolutely 100%. Right, onto the ratings. Scripting must be 5 stars. Dry, but it's bright, fun, and he's quickly done. Content, 5 out of 5 for this. Lots of content about a seemingly niche path. Tone, if I could give Tone 10 out of 10, I would. I adore this guy's tone and delivery as his personality resonates into his channel. Primal Branding, solid, maybe another couple of colourful yet relevant elements in his studio might benefit, but not essential at this point. Engagement seems strong within the video, of course, and the audience in the comments, the interaction there seems strong too. Now, what could Auto Shenanigans potentially do better? Well, is it too British? Some British exports do well, but not. As YouTube is such a force, certainly within the US, is he minoritizing his audience? Niche. Is it too niched down? Clearly not at this point, but will it become more obvious in the future when growth begins to slow? But overall, I must give this video and the channel a solid A. I'm a huge fan. My only could do betters are due to the niche that he's in, but at the same time, that's what appeals to people. But will it grow? Well, you got this far, so you probably like this type of content. So if you do, that video there is again really good. It's a UK guy again, so it's fun. Dry humour. Brilliant.